joining the mastermind. It's crazy. We've been doing this for a couple of years now, every Thursday. And the education and the collaboration that comes out of this, we are just so honored to have speakers like Jay. Our guest speaker today is Jay Friedman. Jay has spent more than 21 years helping families buy and sell homes throughout the greater Sacramento area, consistently ranked among the region's top producing realtors. He's built his business through referrals, repeat clients, and long-term relationships rather than purchase leads. Today, Jay will be sharing clients for life, how to create raving fans that come back again and refer everyone they know. Guys, I'd like to introduce Jay Freeman. If you have any questions for Jay, please make sure you put them in the chat screen. I'll make sure I get them answered. And Jay, they are all yours.
Woohoo. All right, cool. Well, hey, it is an honor to have been invited to come and talk and hopefully motivate and help inspire you all to be amazing because that's really our goal is to just be amazing people, amazing humans, amazing realtors, that our clients want to call. And we want them to call us for anything. And that's the one thing that a lot of people always feel is like they don't want to bother us. They don't want to bug us. We're too busy. Well, the reality is we want to make sure that our clients always feel their only client, right? Everybody wants to feel like they're number one, but realistically, they're not. We've got lots of number ones, and we want them to all feel valued. And it's one of those things where when you're referred to somebody instead of you find them online, those people already have a knowledge of your expertise because there's somebody else that's experienced what you've done to help them. And we don't win them all, but I'll tell you, the key is to show up and to be the best version of yourself at all times while you're with them and do the best you can with being present. That's one thing in life right now. It's so hard. Our phones are binging, our watches, which I don't wear an Apple Watch because I don't want it to bing and distract me when I set myself up for meetings, whether it be a listing appointment or even home buyers shopping appointment. I try and keep my ringers off. And when I'm in a meeting, I turn my phone and put it face down. I don't want to see it pop up and be like bing, 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 because it's just a distraction. Because I want to be there so they feel like number one and the only one that's important at that time. Now, reality is when we're out shopping and we're looking at properties, there's going to be times that you're going to be looking at your phone. But again, just keep yourself present all the time. And what's going to happen is they're going to see that. And it's funny because my kids are grown now. So my daughter's 22, my son's 18, and they've not known me other than being a realtor. And at one time, my daughter said she wanted to be a realtor. Not anymore. Doesn't want to be a realtor. It's okay. She's going to be an accountant, and that's all good. But the thing is like I think what happens is they realize how much we work, right? They see it. They see everything we do and they grow from us, they learn from us. And I hope that you all can grow and learn from your peers and from me as well. So back in it was 2004, I got licensed October of '04, and I need to shift careers. I was a sales manager for an automotive enthusiast company, Prime Media. I was a sales manager for Import Tuner magazine. And so basically we focused on imports, Hondas, Nissans, blah, blah, blah. And it was like a dream come true job for me. I've always been a car guy. In Real Producers magazine, they actually took pictures of me with a couple of my cars. I don't have a ton of cars, but they had a car issue, and everybody in the industry I hear is like, you need to have Jay, you need to have Jay, because everybody around here knows I'm into cars, right? And they know my history. Well, the thing is like I loved my job, but everything changed because print media changed. Our lives are constantly changing. And so instead of just hanging on to this sinking ship, I'm like, okay, something's got to change. And my wife had suggested, she said, you know what? The only thing is like you like as much as cars or homes. She's like, Jay, ever since you become a homeowner, your cars have become second, and your home and your modifications of the home and all that has become first. She's like, you know, maybe you should become a realtor. I'm like, holy crap. You know how many realtors there are? And she's like, yeah, well, give it 1 year. She's like, we got some equity in our house. We will live on that. Now, remember, you don't remember anything because I haven't told you, but my wife is a stay-at-home mom. And my daughter had just been born in February of '04, and this is now summer of '04. Nobody's else making us money. Me, myself, and I, all three of us together, not making any more money from Prime Media, and I have to shift into a self-employed position as a realtor. And so she's like, hey, take this money, launch your business. I'll be your assistant. Do it for 1 year. If it works, great. If it doesn't, you're going to go get another corporate job. All right. So I kind of prayed about it, thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? What do I got to lose? 100 grand, maybe more. A year of my life. My wife, my kid, no, she's not leaving me because I'd go broke. We just sell everything and start over. But thank God that didn't happen. But I showed up at my broker's office after I got my license, and I'm like, I started at Remax. I was like, okay, I'm off to Nordstrom's. Nordstrom's. What are you going to Nordstrom's for? Well, I gotta go get suits. I'm a realtor now. Jay, I have never seen you in a suit. Are you a suit type of guy? No. Well, then why do you want to be somebody who you're not? You got to be you because your clients are going to see right through you. You got to be comfortable. You got to be dressed appropriately, but comfortable. Now, and it's funny I say that because a lot of people are watching this right now, like, what's it matter? Well, it's a reflection of who we are, right? And just so you know, I'm wearing collared shirt. I got my baseball cap on. I've got jeans on, and I'm wearing white tennis shoes right now, runner shoes technically. But that's it. Sometimes I'll have on some Chuck Taylors. Sometimes I'll have on some other casual shoes, but jeans and a collar. That's it. And I'm not saying that yoga pants and a workout outfit are appropriate, but I mean, your clients, they see you. And the thing is I see a lot of realtors who are very successful who dress just like I do. And I'm very successful, dress just like I do. And then there's other people who dress like they're not, and they're not selling diddly squat, but they're acting like somebody they're not. And our clients and potential clients see that. They're like, dude, you do not fit in that suit. But okay. So anyways, they're watching and our clients are looking at everything that we're doing and how we're acting and what we're doing. And so what happened is I decided to keep that business casual look going. And back then in 2005, I was wearing slacks, but I got tired of paying for the dry cleaning on the pants. So I pivoted to jeans. So jeans it is. So I was like, all right, now what do I do? Well, Jay, you got to go do some open houses. I don't have any listings. Go ask some people. Go do some open houses. Okay. So I went and sat in some open houses and I met some people and I just prayed that they liked me. Because the reality is you show up, you be honest, you be fair, you be true, they're gonna like you or they won't. But I tell you 100% we are gamblers. We invest our time, we invest our knowledge, we invest our experience, and sometimes we make money. But you got to show up. You can't win the lotto if you don't play it, right? Well, it's the same thing with real estate. You can't meet people if you don't put yourself out there. Working from home, never get out of the house, how are you going to meet people? Go work from Starbucks. Put up a sign on your computer. Realtor. Wear some logoed garb. I'm always the my team always tells me I'm the what's it called? Oh, forget it. I forgot the word. But basically I don't wear anything logoed. I'm just me. But luckily I do a lot of business and so I run into a lot of clients around town. They know me and then people just, I'm a Brian Buffini guy. So that was my next piece of this puzzle. So I've been a realtor now for 5 months, and my broker says, hey, we're going to do this 100 Days to Greatness class. I think you should do it. I'm like, what's that? Now, he starts telling me what it is. I don't know. You guys, Grace, you guys are out in Monterey. You probably gone and seen Buffini at the conference center. That's where I usually see him live. If you haven't, you need to. So I've been a Buffini guy since 2005. And the thing about Brian is he's great at taking you from zero to hero and from zero to 24, maybe 36 transactions a year. And now he's starting to implement some other things too, but I've always done the notes. I don't do the Popeyes. I'm guilty. But I do the notes and I send out mailers the first of the month, every month. My assistant has them stuffed. They're actually sitting on her desk right now, ready to go out on the first of the month. On the 15th, she sends an e-blast to everybody in the database, the A, B, C, and the D clients. D clients, they don't get mail. They're like, yeah, if they call, great, but we don't love them, so we're not going to spend a lot of money marketing those people. But if they call, okay. So that's A, B, and C and D, and that's the 15th of the month. So the first and the 15th, my clients are going to hear from me. They may not hear from me on the phone, but they're going to get some kind of paraphernalia in the mail and an email. And the thing is like on social media, I do a lot with listings, being in open houses. I take a picture every day at the gym. I show up at the gym about 5:30 and it's the same pose. It's not me going, look at me. It's me. I'm showing up. And the thing is like people are watching. I get people who contact me all the time. They're like, you motivated me to be better. I got people that talk smack, and that's totally okay. Because the fact is, they're noticing. That's all I care. I just want to be top of mind. I want to be top of mind. I want people to think about me. Because when they think about you, then they refer you and then they call you. And that's the key, right? We always want to be top of mind. So we want to be known and never forgotten about. So the so Jan March, April of 05, I went and I saw some other guys, Hobbs and Herder, and they did a big thing about farming. They're not in real estate market anymore. I spent a ton of money to have a bunch of stuff manufactured to do direct mail. I didn't do it. I focused on the Brian Buffini plan and the working by referrals because the reality is when that's how I want to do business. I don't want to throw away a bunch of money to meet people I don't know. I'd rather meet people around town and meet people in open houses and see them or have them see me and how I am. And it as you progress and as I've progressed, it becomes easier and easier. It gets overwhelming. I will be honest. My just so you know, like my track record. So my first year in real estate, I sold 10 homes. It was 2005. I'm like, woohoo, that's double the average for the country. That's great. And then '06 is 24. And '07, I dropped down to 17. I'm like, holy shit, the sky's falling, real estate's crashing. My son was born, my dad died, my dog died. Like my whole world was like imploding in '07. And I'm like, what do I do? And my uncle said, stop having a pity party and go to work. You're great at what you do, but you got to keep yourself moving. And I'm like, dude, the market's falling. Like, what am I supposed to do? And he's like, well, flip a few houses. That'll keep you motivated. It'll keep you involved in real estate. So 2008, I flipped three houses, and the first house I made like maybe 25,000. But I met another buyer, Emily and Larry. It's funny, Emily and Larry, and I helped them buy a house. And then my second house, I did really good. Um, I made like 35, I think, on that one. Now I didn't meet another buyer on that one, but the people who bought that house, they liked me so much, not their realtor, that when they were ready to buy a better home in a better area, they called me to help sell that house and help them buy a new one. And then when they decided to move back east, they called me to sell that house and refer them to an agent back east. So I got paid again. Those are people I met from a flip. I didn't even help them buy it, but I did my job, did a good job, and they remembered me and they didn't like their realtor that they used. And then the third house that I sold, that I flipped, I didn't make any money. Seven contractors made money. I didn't lose any money, but it's okay. I ended up doing 36 transactions in '08, and then 48, and then stayed in the 40s for a while, then into the 60s, and stayed in the 60s and the 70s for quite a while. And then freaking COVID hits. And 2020, I did 98 transactions, and then 21 was 96, and then 82. So last year I closed 72? No, 80. It was 72 the year before last. So the thing is, when I'm quoting these numbers, I'm not quoting millions of dollars in sales because nobody gives a shit how many millions of dollars in sales you did. How many lives did you help? Because if I lived in Beverly Hills, I did $80 million in one transaction. Nobody cares how many millions. It's really about the lives you choose and affect and help. And that's the way I look at it. So like last year, I helped 80 homes, 80 people. And those are just me. So I don't keep track of what my team does. I work as a mentor for the agents that work under me. I don't put my phone or my DRE number doesn't go on their transactions because I don't want to take from them. I would love for them to hit Masters Club. I'd love for them to be able to tell all their sphere, dude, I did this many deals. And I don't want it to muddy the water by having my number attached to it. And it's very transparent for me also when I tell my clients, hey, I did this many last year. And they're like, dude, how'd you do that? Freaking work. A lot of it and a lot of blessings from a lot of clients who depend on me and they know that they can. I did hire an assistant 10 years ago. Haley's been with me 10 years. She's working from home today. Her back was bothering her. So she's not in my office, but normally she sits right there. Oh, damn. Almost spilled my coffee. Sorry about that, guys. But so my assistant normally is sitting right there in my space because I'm on the phone when I'm in the office. And sometimes I need Haley to do some stuff. And so I'm like, Haley, do this. Haley, do that. Haley, I need this. Haley, I need to do that. And so she helps me so that I can help my clients better. And then I have a client care manager who happens to be my wife. She just started helping me last year because my son is officially in college and not in the house. My daughter just graduated and she doesn't really need a lot of mom's help. So Chris isn't in the office. She works from home when I need her. But she helps me with organizing inspections. She helps me with organizing what's going on in the transactions for my clients to have transparency. And so when I'm meeting with my clients and I tell them, hey, I've got me, I got Haley, got Christina, I've got my virtual assistant. Well, what's a virtual assistant do? Well, they help me with marketing. So they post my new listings, they post my active listings, they send out a Robly every Friday to top agents throughout, Sacramento and the Bay Area so people see what's going on out here. It's exposure for their houses, it's exposure for me. It's just more stuff. But Chris will also send out a testimonial request when I close escrow because what's a testimonial? But it's a referral. What do we want? We want referrals. Well, a testimonial is a referral from somebody that you don't know because they're telling the God honest truth of what the experience they had. And, a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to ask. It's kind of cheesy. It's like, dude, seriously, your clients that don't want to do a testimonial aren't going to. It's not a
So Jay,
hassle.
I have a problem with getting the testimonials every single time. Are you getting them every time?
No, no. I deserve one every time, but I don't get one every time. And that's okay. Because you know what? It's just like real estate transactions. We go in on a listing presentation and we don't get them all. As much as I like to say I get them all, I don't get them all. But the more up at bats, the more opportunities we get to get a listing. The same thing with a testimonial. The more transactions you close, the more opportunities you get to get a testimonial or a review from them. So if you close 5 deals, you get one testimonial, that's one more than none. But if you don't ask for it, they probably won't do it anyways. Right. But no, I don't get one every time. And they all say they're going to do it. And I haven't figured out the best time to do it. I do know the best time to do it is not immediately after closing because they're so busy with their move that the last thing that they want to do is deal with typing something out. And but man, I just closed a transaction here in Rockland today. Gentleman reached out to me about selling 2 homes for him. And he and a partner owned a home in Roseville and wanted me to sell that one. And then he and his wife owned a home that used to be their primary, that is now a rental, and they want to sell that one. And I did not click with these people. I tried. I can't click with everybody. Their engineered mindset. We did a great job. We had a great working relationship, but I could not build a friendship. And but when I called to congratulate him before this call started, I told him like, Murley, thank you so much for allowing me to help you. It's been an honor to help you with these. And he's like, you've been great. I really enjoyed working with you. I would have never thought he would say that. Because seriously, like I had the most trouble trying to get him to do it. And you can tell my personality. I'm very bubbly. I smile a lot. This is how I am with my clients on the phone as well because I want you can hear a smile through the phone. Like there's nothing worse than calling a client with bad news. But if you call a client with bad news and you're smiling when you do it, like it doesn't come across like such bad news. Like, oh my gosh, dude, I got to tell you what happened. And then there's like the home inspector just happened to like tear apart this roof. They didn't literally tear it apart, but you just spent $10,000 on this roof and they found cracked tiles and slipped tiles. But it's not a big deal. It's fine. The buyer's agent is going to hire a roofer. They're going to come out and do another inspection, and then we're going to take that and we're going to send it to the roofer who did all that work, and we're going to make them fix it. Can you do that? Yeah, we're going to do that. You just spent $10,000 in roof work. We got this. I've got this. That's what you got me for, right? Yep. Literally a conversation I had this morning. My client's so stressed out, moving to Florida from California. Got married a year ago. Been in this house since 1997. Just literally spent $10,000 last week with a roofing company to do a ton of roof work. That roof should have been perfect. No reason that there's slipped and cracked tiles still on that roof. So, but again, it's a matter of having those raving fans, right? And sometimes our clients get really stuck on problems. They're not such a big problem. I just worked through a transaction with another client's expensive house, and every transaction is different. I don't care if you're involved in it or I'm involved in it. You got so many different people involved. You've got the buyer, you got the seller, you got the agent, you got another agent, you got the escrow officer, the loan officer, their assistant. Everybody's got an assistant. You got 25 people involved in each transaction. None of them are the same. And all of them have 25 freaking personalities. And not all of them are great. And that's okay because it's our job to be the middleman to decipher what's right, what's wrong, what's appropriate, what's not. And our clients don't always want to listen. And sometimes we have clients that have these crazy laundry lists of requests for repairs, and it's like, seriously, like I just had this conversation with another client. It's like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. I've gone through this home inspection. I put together my wish list that I think is appropriate. You guys review it. I think you're gonna agree with me. They reviewed it. No, they wanted me to add like another 8 things. Like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Like we bought this house off market with multiple offers. There's multiple offers, and we got our offers accepted. And they the seller's beautiful. Like seriously, the seller's amazing. Like we're having the home inspection, which is a little bit odd that the seller was actually there. But during the home inspection, he said, I'll fix that. I'll fix that. I'll fix that. I'll take care of that. Like totally genuine. So, anyways, my client wanted everything fixed. So I put together this laundry list of stuff and I called the listing agents. And again, not again, but just so you know, the relationship between me and the other agent is just as important as the relationship between me and my client. Because the relationship between me and the other agent oftentimes is a repeat occurrence. When you're a top producer in the area, you're going to work with the same people over and over again. And you don't want to have a bad reputation. And you don't want your offer to be overlooked or thrown in the trash because they don't like you and they don't want to work with you. You want to be raised to the top of the pile if there's multiples. So they're like, dude, that offer's with Jay. Hell yeah, let's work with it. Let's do what we can to get an escrow with him because we know he's going to get it done. Right. So I called the other agent. I'm like, hey, I got a request for repairs put together. Need to talk to you. When can we chat? And they're like, oh, just send it over. We'll take it up. I'm like, no. When can you talk? Well, I could talk to you about an hour. Okay. Call me when you're ready. And they're like, what's going on? Like, honestly, my clients aren't being reasonable. They're being out of line. They're not following my lead. And I personally don't like it, but I got to do my job. So I'm going to send it to you. But I want you to make sure you tell your client I'm happy to be involved. I'm happy to help pay for some of this stuff. Like, seriously, because some of this stuff is just stupid. And he's already spent a fortune making this house right. And so let me know what I can do. And they're like, really? I'm like, yes, really. I mean, it's a good check on this. I'm happy to help. I want everybody to be happy when we're closed. I want my clients to be happy. I want your clients to be happy. I want you to be happy. The last thing I want to do is have anybody to have bad blood or feel poorly about this. And I know my clients are being unreasonable right now, so it's my job to keep this together, keep everybody happy. All right, all right. So they presented this laundry list, and dude, seriously, they agreed to everything except for like 3 things. And the 3 things was Okay, follow me here. Solar panels on the roof. They're supposed to be like this, right? Well, one was off by like an inch and a half. Who freaking cares? It works. It's on the roof. Nobody's going to look at the house and be like, that solar panel's off by like an inch. That's funny. It's a two-story house. Come on, like let's be reasonable here. But that was one of the things that my clients wanted them to fix. The seller said, I'm like, thank God, because that's just stupid. Like, come on. You got a bigger chance of causing a problem to the roof being up there making the repair than leaving it the way it was. So there was that, and then there was a couple other little tic-tacky things. I said no. And then
So
on the
Jay, I got a question for you, Jay, because your numbers are extremely impressive. The closings that you had and everything else. Give us some of your top tactics on how you closed that many. And my friend, please, how were you so successful in the Sacramento market?
I'm well, this is kind of the story, helps with this stuff
Okay.
for sure. So basically, long story short, they asked me, they said, hey, my client totally understands your situation. He would really appreciate if you pay the $2,000 for the pest repairs and pay $1,000 for the roof, and we're good. Perfect. No problem. But I don't want it to come from me. I don't want my clients to know that I paid for it because my clients don't want me to pay for it. Right. And so I basically I had the I paid called the companies and I gave them my credit card and I paid for the work to be done. And so it's going over and above what's normal. There's nothing normal about spending $3,000 to fix a house you don't own, but it is when your paycheck's going to be about 40 grand. Like, who cares? I mean, I'd rather get the transaction closed, make my clients happy, make the sellers happy. Everybody wins, right? And I didn't tell you this, but I met them at an open house almost a year ago. And they called me. They're like, hey, we met you at this listing and we really liked you. We found a house we want to buy. Will you help us? Literally, it was that kind of a phone call. Of course, I'll help you. What's the address? Well, it's not on the market. It was kind of a funny story, but I'm like, it was got in contract, worked through the process. I hadn't been shopping with them for 6 months. I hadn't been shopping with them for even a week. Literally got in, wrote the offer, solid, good offer, and we kept it together and we're closing escrow today. So sometimes we got to do stuff like that. And we're firefighters every day. If you're in escrow, you're a firefighter because you're keeping everybody happy. You want to put out the fires. Things happen, stuff happens, personalities happen. I have a client that I have a client of mine that lives in Southern California. I do a lot of transactions for people that aren't local because they found me from Google or they found me from ChatGPT or whatever, and I help them sell properties that they've had rented for a couple of years or have already relocated and didn't hire somebody before they left or whatever the reasons are. And I've connected myself with a lot of vendors that are dependable that I work well with and I help my clients do rehab work on their homes. I don't get paid extra for that. I don't do the work. There's contractors doing the work, but helping guide all of these things. And then what happens, I make sure to tell people about it. And then what happens when they want to do repeat or they want to do upgrades on their home, they don't get on yellowpages.com. They don't get in Google. They don't go on Facebook. They call Jay. Hey, I'm interested in doing this. Who do you recommend I call? Right. So
So
again,
Jay,
it's referrals.
I gotta get some questions answered because I got some here up on the chat screen. And if
Good.
anybody else has some questions for Jay, please, absolutely. Jay, how often are you communicating with past clients and what are you talking about?
So I am, like I said earlier, on the first of the month, I send out the mailers that are pre-printed and pre-script from Buffini. Okay, so my A, B, and C clients get those. In the 15th of the month, they'll also get an email from me on those. I don't make a bunch of calls randomly to people. Sometimes I'll be driving down the road and I'll think of a client, I'll call them up and just say hi, see what they're up to, see how they're doing. Sometimes I'll get onto Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and I'll just message people, like make comments. I don't spend a lot of time on there. I'll be honest, I get distracted. And so if I get distracted, then I lose time. And if I lose time, I lose productivity. My clients who I'm actively working with, they're talking to me all the time. And I do tell my clients, and this is something you should probably think about implementing also, is like, look, I'm busy. but I don't ever want you to feel like you've been forgotten about. So if you reach out to me and you don't hear from me in 2 hours, I give you permission to reach back out to me and just say, hey, just checking back in. I gave you a call, send you a text, an email. Email is the worst way to get a hold of me because I don't check my emails all the time. They get buried in trash all the time. So, so as far as like random past clients, I have my favorites, and I'm going to call them, text them, whatever, just to check in. But I'm not that guy who's on his phone like every Friday calling 10 people or 20 people.
Jay, next question. How do you reconnect with a client that you haven't talked to in a couple years?
Hey, what's going on? I was just thinking about you guys. What have you been up to? Have you been on vacations lately? Really? Have you done any kind of changes to your home? Oh, you moved? Where'd you move? I didn't know you moved. That's happened before. Oh, okay. Why didn't you call me? Oh, okay, I understand. No, I get it. Your aunt became a realtor and you had to work with your aunt. That's usually if they don't call me, if they move and I haven't talked to them in a while, it's because a family member became a realtor and they felt obligated that they needed to work with them. It's never because they didn't like the service or what I did to help them. But you know what's really cool? So earlier I was talking about Emily and Larry. I sold them that house in 2008 when I was flipping houses. I was at a car show last summer and I'm walking, and Emily's like, "Hey, Jay, hi, it's Emily." And I'm like, "Holy crap, where's Larry? Larry, what's up?" Like, seriously, 18 years ago. And they said hi. They could have easily walked by and not said anything. And that's cool. It gives me chills thinking about it. You know why they said hi? Because they liked me. If they didn't like me, they didn't think I did a good job, then they wouldn't have said anything, right? So I said, "Hey, do you guys still in the same house in Antelope?" "Oh no, my best friend became a realtor and she helped me sell it. We bought a bigger house." I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome. Where is it?" And they told me, "Well, that's great." And they're like, "But you know what's even better for you?" I'm like, "What?" "She left. She went to Tennessee. So if we want to move again or we know anybody who wants to buy or sell again, we're definitely going to call you because she sold out and left us." Perfect. I'm here. I'm ready to help whenever you guys need my help. Right.
Wonderful. Jay, how many leads are you generating a month? And what sources are you generating them from?
I don't know. So I don't know how many are coming in every month. But I will tell you where all my leads come from is I do open houses every Saturday and almost every Sunday. And I meet people in open houses. I've sold a few homes this year already from people that I met at open houses within the last year. And I meet people because they've reached out to me from Google. People find me on Chat GPT looking for top realtors in the area. Um, Most of my business, though, is referrals. 90% of my business comes from referrals or repeat clients. Now, at this point in my career, I'm helping my clients' kids buy homes and sell homes. So it's pretty cool. Other realtors also contact me because they've moved away and they have clients that they want to refer to me because they know that their clients can be well taken care of. That's happened a few times as well. But back in like 2010, 11, 12, I did buy some leads from realtor.com. The leads, I was able to turn some of them. But I mean, it was what it was. But the thing is all those leads that I generated through realtor.com that turned into transactions are now clients, right? And I'm not that guy who's going to tell you stay away from buying leads. But what I am going to tell you is that buying leads is a very expensive and it's not real emotionally rewarding. So if you can get to know people through your sphere, whether it be through church, whether it be through Girl Scouts, Cub Scouts, your kids' sports, getting involved in a local softball, whatever it is that you're into as a hobby, that's going to be the best way you're going to meet people that you align with. Because that's another thing that Brian Buffini always says is, you want to work with people that you like and that like you. Because when you work with assholes, assholes are friends with assholes. You don't want to be working with their friends. You want to be working with people you align with. Yeah.
Jay, tell me about your gifting program throughout the process and after a deal closes.
My gift is getting them those keys and getting them out of that house. So I don't have I don't do any kind of closing package. I don't do any kind of closing gifts. I don't do anything like that. I do send out for everybody's birthday. I send them a gift card to Starbucks for $8 or $7. I used to be five, but gotten expensive. $5 doesn't buy a drink anymore at Starbucks unless you drink what I do, which is just 4 shots of espresso on ice. So yeah, it's just one of those things that, but I don't do now. If I do have a client who has a baby, I have Haley. We have a pre-described or it's like it's two loveys. Okay, so like there's a baby with a little silky thing that's all not a baby, but like an animal with a silky thing. So we send them two of those, one to wash, one to play with, one to wash, one to play with or sleep with, right? Because hopefully they'll fall in love with it and they won't be without, right? So two of those and a book. And congratulations. So if I see on Facebook or hear from a client that they had a baby, we do send those out to people. But
Wonderful.
yeah, it's funny. Like I don't do closing gifts, never have actually.
Jay, what's something you find is consistent with your clients that makes them want to continue to refer you?
Personalities align, and they can see that I'm a hard worker. I make myself available. So my when I meet new people, I tell them this is my schedule. So just so you know, I get up at 5 a.m. and I go to the gym. I'm at the gym at about 5:30, get to the office around 7:30 or 8. I actually do work from the office. Monday through Wednesday, I work till whenever. So that means if my clients are sellers or buyers and they need to work in the evening because they got to do it after regular business hours, that's cool. Monday through Wednesday, we're good. During the fall, winter, and spring, I'll work Thursday evenings as well. But during the summer, I've blocked out my Thursday night because I'm taking my kids out on our boat. We're going to go out to Folsom Lake. We're going to have fun. And Fridays, I work till 5. I don't have appointments after 5. Now, if I meet with a client at 3 or 4 o'clock and it goes past 5, I'm not going to be like, 5 o'clock, got to bounce. But at 5 o'clock, I don't have any appointments that start after 5 o'clock on a Friday. Saturdays, I work until 4 after church, or after 4 o'clock, we're going to church again. If I have an appointment that runs long, it runs long. If I'm going to meet with a client who needs to sell or buy and they want to meet in the morning before I have an open house schedule, then by all means, I'll give it. I set my alarm at 6 and get up on a Saturday. No problem. Let's get together. Sunday, same thing. So same thing. I work till 4 o'clock. After that, no appointments. And I teach my clients. This is my schedule. So if you want to get a hold of me, to me, these are the times I'm available. So, but I mean, if you want to reach out to me and it's after, business hours, that's cool. Chances are I'm not doing anything anyways, hanging out or I'm with another client because it goes late. But just know that I don't have appointments after those times. But I mean, shoot, I haven't gotten home till like 7:30, 8 o'clock last week, other than during the weekend, because I've been busy. And my wife's like, "Hey, is there anything I can do?" No, hey, I'm the things that I'm handling are things that I can't have an assistant do. And there's a lot of hiccups when you have 10 escrows going and 5 houses are getting ready for the market and you got buyers that want to see houses and you're out everywhere. I mean, there's certain things that you got to do yourself. And that's takes a lot of work, takes a lot of time. But I love what I do. And my clients know it and they can feel it and they don't feel like a burden. And so they know when they're referring to me or they're calling on me, they know they're going to get taken care of. No question. No question.
So if you had to sum it up, the secret of your team's success, the one thing that you do on a regular basis that moves the needle for you, Jay, what would you say it is? If everybody here could do one thing every week, we want to achieve the things that you've achieved, what would it be, Jay?
So if I didn't have a database of people that were calling me, I'd be writing 5 notes every day to people that I know. And I don't care if the note actually says, "Hey, stop reading the mail, go jump in your pool." Because back when I was building my business, I would do that. If I had clients or people I knew that had pools, I'd send them a note like that. It's like, "Hey, go enjoy the pool." Hey, just random stuff. It doesn't have to be, "Hi, I'm a realtor. In case you forgot, I'd love to help you buy or sell a home." Like it just a note. Like people open up a note and they're like, "Man, this is cool. He thought of me," right? And I do that still. Still to this day. I don't do 5 every day like I'm supposed to, but I do on a slower day. If I don't have anything scheduled, I still come to the office. I still go to work. Even if I don't have anything scheduled that has to be handled, I'll come to work and I'll start writing those notes. I'll start calling on those things. I do get leads from Fast Expert. and effective agents. I will be honest, and I forgot about that. So Fast Expert and Effective Agents are a referral source online that do not cost any money until you get something in escrow. But it's no different than me referring somebody to you as a realtor. It's 25% referral fee. But I'll get a random email, hey, um, Brenda Parr wants to sell this house in Roseville, and she wants to sell in the next 2 to 4 months. So I'll pick up the phone and call Brenda, introduce myself, tell a little bit about myself, try and schedule a time to meet her. Brenda is going on vacation beginning of July, wants me to call her back in the middle of July. Okay. So I made myself a note. I put it in my phone so I don't forget, and I'm going to give Brenda a call. So on slower days that aren't back-to-back scheduled appointments, I will pick up my phone and I will call on those leads that have come in online. And I'll just call my sphere and call my database and just touch base with people and I'll write notes. And it's just doing the work. So if you're asking, what do you do every day? We got to do the work. You got to show up. So
Amen.
the realtors who get up when they get up, take a shower, go make some coffee, make some breakfast, check Instagram, Facebook, 11 o'clock. Guess I better do something. Like, dude, seriously, if you're happy with mediocre, then keep doing it. But if you want to make some money, you got to give yourself a schedule. You got to give yourself some tasks and you got to do those tasks because there's too many realtors out there that are going to take the business away if you're not showing up. So you just got to show up.
Guys, is there any more questions for Jay out there? All right, perfect. Guys, Jay, we want to thank you so much for your time. Guys, we'd like to thank you so much for attending the National Mastermind. We are on every third Thursday with realtors from around the country. And if you are wanting the transcript or anything from Jay, you reach out to the loan officer that invited you. We can get that right on over. Jay, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for
Thank
inviting me.
you.
I appreciate it. I had fun. I hope you guys got some nuggets. I really do. I mean, the thing about these things, whenever I go see Brian Buffini, Tom Ferry, anybody, we just want to pull out one nugget. And the one nugget I could say is keep a positive attitude, stay happy, stay focused, do the best you can. Remember, your clients are number one, you're number two. You want to treat your clients the way they deserve to be treated, and they'll know it, they'll feel it, and they'll just call you over and over again and refer everybody you know.
All right. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you
guys.
so
Have
much.
a wonderful day.
Thanks, guys.